is one, increased engagement. So the collaborative approach of the S2 style can lead to increased engagement among team members. By involving them in the decision-making process, your followers may feel more invested in the outcome or the end game or the goals for the community. To improve communication, the S2 style emphasizes guidance and support, fostering open communication between leaders and followers. This can enhance understanding, clarify expectations, and facilitate feedback more effectively. 3, enhanced learning. Followers who are willing to learn but lack confidence or experience can benefit from the guidance provided in the S2 style. Leaders can offer mentorship and skill building opportunities, ultimately leading to personal and professional development. 4, building trust. By collaborating with followers and inviting them, or I'm sorry, not inviting them, involving them in decision making, leaders can build trust within the team. Trust is essential for effective teamwork, communication, and overall community performance. And last but not least, 5 would be empowerment. The S2 style empowers followers by giving them a voice in the decision-making process. This empowerment can boost confidence, motivation, and a sense of ownership among the community. So these benefits highlight how the selling leadership style can foster a positive dynamic, improve communication, facilitate learning, encourage development, strengthen relationships, and ultimately empower the community as a whole to contribute effectively to achieving more common, further reaching goals. Now, there are 5 drawbacks for this style, according to the situational leadership model. 1, it's time consuming. The collaborative nature of the S2 style can require more time and effort from the leader to actually engage with the followers, to provide them guidance, and to have everyone reach the same consensus. This can be time consuming, especially when you're in a fast-paced environment where time is the resource. 2 would be, I guess a second drawback would be the decision-making challenges. In situations where quick decisions are needed, the S2 style slows down the decision-making process due to the collaborative approach and the need to involve, the other followers in the discussion. So as we discussed last week in the behavioral leadership model, there are 5 different group dynamics as far as leadership, like what your leadership avatar would be. So the S2 can be a challenge for the other, well, I guess outside of the autocratic style, S2 would be, a challenge for any leader that is looking to be of service, transactional, democratic, and I forget what the other one is, but you can refer to that training on the YouTube and you'll see how this fits. So 3 would be resistance to change. Followers may resist the S2 style if they prefer a more directive leadership approach. So resistance to the collaborative decision-making or guidance from the leader can hinder the progress of the group, which ultimately creates friction, the friction ultimately slowing progress. 4 is dependency on the leader. So followers may become overly dependent on the leader for guidance and support under the S2 style, potentially hindering their ability to develop independent decision-making and problem-solving skills. 5, misalignment of expectations. If expectations and goals are not clearly communicated or aligned between the leader and the followers in the S2 style, it can lead to misunderstandings, confusion, inefficiency, and goal abandonment. The participating leadership style, or the S3 in the situation model, involves the leader persuading followers to willingly and actively participate in the decision-making process, ultimately encouraging them to take a higher level of social responsibility. The style is particularly beneficial in situations where followers are experienced and competent, but may need occasional guidance. So here are potential benefits and drawbacks for the participation style. So benefits for the S3. One would be shared ownership. So the S3 style fosters a sense of shared ownership among team members as they are actively involved in the decision-making process. This can enhance commitment and accountability within the team. 2, skill development. By encouraging followers to take on more responsibility, the S3 style promotes skill development and growth. Followers have the opportunity to expand their capabilities and their decision-making skills. 3 would be empowerment. Involving followers in the decision-making process empowers them to contribute their ideas and their perspectives. This kind of empowerment can lead to increased motivation and engagement. The fourth benefit would be improved morale. So the S3 style can boost team morale by recognizing the expertise and the contribution of each community member. This kind of recognition has the ability to enhance satisfaction while performing the task, and overall a higher level of community and team or follower cohesion. And then 5, the fifth benefit would be enhanced creativity. So collaborative decision-making in the S3 style can stimulate creativity and innovation within the community. You'll see the emergence of a higher level of an idea, a completely different idea, or ideas that are higher in value. Different perspectives and ideas will come from the community that ultimately lead to more effective problem solving and decision making community-wide for more than just the leader of the organization. And then the 5 drawbacks for the participating style. So the first drawback would be decision-making delays. So the participative nature of the S3 style can sometimes lead to delays in decision-making, especially when reaching a consensus among the community. So if it's a decision that needs to be made quickly, or a decision that needs to be made more efficiently, the S3 style can hinder that progress. Drawback number 2 would be conflict resolution challenges. So in situations where there are a diverse amount of opinions among the community, the S3 style may present challenges in resolving the conflict that inevitably arises, and being able to reach an agreement that the entire community is satisfied with can be a challenge. 3, the third drawback would be the potential for inaction. If team members are indecisive or if they lack the initiative, the S3 style may result in a lack of progress or action on important tasks and goals. Leaders can strike a balance between participation and task execution, but it's a fine line that allows them to do so efficiently in a time-sensitive manner. The fourth drawback would be over-reliance on the group consensus. So relying too heavily on the consensus of the group in the S3 model can lead to decision-making paralysis or poor decision-making if the team cannot reach the correct agreement, an appropriate agreement. So this hinders productivity and it impedes progress. The fifth drawback would be inequality in participation. So what does that mean, inequality? So the S3 style may not be effective if certain community members dominate the discussion or if there are disparities in the participation level. So ensuring equal participation and inclusivity will be crucial for the success of the leadership approach. Nobody gets left out, everybody gets heard. So this brings us to our fourth style, the S4 component, which is delegating. This is where the leader provides where the leader provides very little direction or support to the followers. and delegates decision making to them. So the style is effective when the followers are experienced, competent, capable, and motivated to do the work, independently or for themselves. So here are 5 benefits for S4. So the first benefit would be empowerment. By delegating the decision-making authority, your community will ultimately feel more empowered and more trusted, which boosts their confidence, their motivation, and through the use of their own skills, their competence. 2 is development. The second benefit would be development. Delegating tasks allows followers to develop their new skills and capabilities as they take on more responsibility and ownership of their challenges, their outcomes, their limitations, their mistakes, and where they've succeeded. Third benefit would be efficiency. So delegating can lead to increased efficiency overall, as the community is given the freedom to make decisions and to take action without constant, supervision. Fourth benefit would be fostering the spirit of independence. So delegating encourages followers to become more independent and self-reliant, which leads to an overall community that is more competent and self-sufficient in reaching, the common goal. And then our last benefit would be time management. So delegating frees up the leader's time to focus on higher level tasks and further reaching strategic planning rather than getting involved in the minutia of day-to-day operational details. They basically place that responsibility in somebody else's hands so that they can put their own, skill level and expertise to work at a higher level for the greater benefit of the community. So what are the drawbacks of the S4 style? 1, risk of errors. So without close supervision, there is a risk that the community or that the followers may make mistakes, incorrect decisions, or draw erroneous conclusions that could ultimately have a negative consequence on the team, the group, or the community as a whole. The second drawback would be the lack of guidance. So some followers may end up feeling lost or uncertain when given too much autonomy, which leads to a lack of clear direction and clarity about the outcome of the group and their work. The third drawback would be accountability issues. We all dislike people who have the inability to take the appropriate level of accountability. So sometimes delegating too much authority without proper oversight can result in a lack of accountability, as followers or your team or your community may be unwilling to take full responsibility for the fact of their actions, for what they did and what they didn't do. They are less likely to take accountability under the S4 style. Team morale. So the fourth drawback would be team morale. If followers feel abandoned or unsupported due to a lack of guidance from their leader, it can negatively impact their morale, their confidence, and their motivation to act individually or to act as a group. And last but not least, the fifth drawback would be a limited development of opportunities. So in some cases, delegating without providing sufficient support and feedback can hinder the professional growth and the development of the group. That may require more guidance and mentorship. So it's important to balance the support that you provide and the feedback that you provide with your absence. There has to be a balance between the two, or you risk losing the efficiency of your community or the team overall. So in